The day I moved into a new home, I saw my room as an empty canvas, a project, an endeavor, an adventure. It grew daily as I took my time in creating what it is today. I added details over the course of over a year, and I've achieved the maximalist look that brings me so much comfort. My room is my nest, as it watches over me through every phase I pass. It has seen me wipe my tears of sorrow, my awkward smiles at the glow of my screen, and my focused face as I wrote my next best piece. It stands as a silent observer as my mind flies through the roof, touching ideas of poems of gods who hate themselves, or ghosts that don't want to scare anybody and just want to be loved like everyone else. There is so much to say about my space and everything that happens inside the four tall walls of my room that mirrors my very soul. My room is a reflection of my taste, my style, and my personal journey, each item carefully chosen to represent a piece of who I am. The walls are covered with posters and prints of all sorts of artists and shows I like. However, I've realized that my tendency to make one specific artist my entire personality has completely blown up in my face as of recently. Every little corner and item in my room has a sentiment to it. I'm not sure if my ability to ramble about every single little thing in my room says more about me or the items in my room. Right next to my door is my prized collection of books. I've always had the habit of reading, but collecting and showcasing my progress is only something I've gotten into ever since I got my first room, which is this one. The top shelf is reserved for all the books I've loved so far, and all the books I will come to love in the future. Despite my passion for literature, I'm still not nearly close to my goal of all the books I want to read, and I can hardly call myself a reader because I haven't read as much as other people have. I still remember the very first time I watched the Little Women movie. Unlike most people, I prefer watching the movie first and then reading the original book. I find it a better option because then it doesn't allow for my own imagination to get ruined when I watch the movie and find characters and scenes that look nothing like what I imagined while reading it. Little Women sparked my interest in journaling, which has been the start of so much for me. I have so many journals with countless entries of my thoughts, ideas, struggles, and moments I'd like to cherish. Out of all the things I've ever started, journaling has to be the biggest contributor to my self-discovery and confidence in myself. You turn the knob to so many doors in your life when you start really talking to yourself and confine yourself to just you and your thoughts. The maximalism in my bedroom, the lack of white space, and the constant sound of music make sure that there is never a dull moment and silence is always filled. Barely having any silence is probably bad for me in a million ways, but that's for future me to worry about. Even if I don't consider myself extremely religious, I still believe that the universe is no accident and we are all here for a reason, regardless of how insignificant we are. Since then, the concepts of ghosts have always felt so childish to me. So when I saw, or felt her presence, I wasn't really scared. While I was riding away, I noticed a random fragrance in the air. It struck me as particularly strange because I had been in that room for hours, alone, with all the windows and doors shut. It couldn't have suddenly appeared for any external reason. It just had to be her. In her presence, strangely, I found peace. I felt comforted, knowing that maybe she was a guardian angel watching over me, reminding me that I am not something that requires constant fixing and tinkering. that I am not a project that needs modification. Twice more, she graced my chamber with her presence. But since then, I have only waited for her to come back to whisper hope and soothe my ambitious mind. A room is so much more than just a physical space. It is your sanctuary, your home, your identity, even. It is a place that offers quiet from the constant distractions of the world. It is an extension of oneself. It is an equal for those who can't find anyone else like themselves. Even for those who don't have a physical space to call their own, the concept of a room remains universal. All of us have a personal retreat, an escape from the demands of the world, no matter how metaphysical it might be. This could be the pages of a book, the comforting presence of a person, or the caged thoughts of a troubled mind in a journal. As humans, it is our duty to find our rooms, to carve out peaceful spaces and unsafe caves, to build a sanctuary for ourselves, and to find our authentic selves.